Hello, this is Nemesis with another video review. This is the Transformers Titans Return Deluxe class Misfire with his Titan Master Aimless. And yes, you can see he is a little jet thingy. Yeah, he's a very purplish, pinkish color. Kind of hard to tell, so it seems to be depending on the light, it changes what color he is. But he is a kind of pretty cool little figure. And I'll get into that in a bit, but first, before we get into all that stuff, of course, there's the box, which, yep, there he is, clamshell, ages 8 up, there's the render of the front, there's the artwork of him, yep, there's the Titan Master artwork and stuff, Transformers, all that stuff, there's the side thing, and on the back here, we have, again, more renders of the figure, and other figures you can buy, and warnings, and all that stuff, and telling you about the play pattern, and there's a bio, if you can read it, of the character in 3 different languages, and fortunately, yeah, 3 different languages, and yeah, there he is, Misfire Decepticon. So, yes, and that box dragged a bunch of crap off. There it goes. Anyway, Misfire, yes, and of course, Misfire comes with bio card. Not bio card, tech spec card, which is pretty neat looking. Of course, the nice artwork, and of course, he comes with his instructions because they all do, and because just in case you don't know how to do it, which makes sense because this might be a new figure for you. Yes, this is a nice little jet mode thing, space jet, whatever, pinkish purple, purplish pink, whatever we want to call it. It's again depends on the light. We'll change it slightly, but I'm leaning towards pink. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's got nice little tampos here on the wings here. Those are not stickers, which is nice. I'm so glad those are not stickers. You know, a little detail, red and silver. Same back here, red and silver. Silver, Decepticon logo. Nice blue canopy. It's a nice looking jet overall. Nice little paint right there, white paint on the tail fins as well. It's a nice looking jet overall. I really like it. There's no landing gear, unfortunately. You can kind of see there's a robot mode just hanging out back there under there. But nice. I like the little split front end right here. It's just nice. It's kind of the angled wings, angled forward. I really just like how this looks. It's a nice looking jet. It's very whooshable. And yeah, whatnot. And of course, like many jet transformers, you can, I believe, attach it to a Tamashii stage. Ah, yeah, here it is. Peggle right there. So you gotta peg it in to the back. Keep your comments to yourselves, people. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and attach it to the smaller down here to make it easier to film. Yes, there you go. See, it's a little weird, but it balances pretty well. You have them on a stage, Tamashii stage. Comes in pack of 3, about 20 bucks each. It's a pack of 3, so it's nice. Yeah, you can peg in pretty well. Just like most of the flying Transformers anymore. Even some of the non-flying Transformers have those now. Yeah. I just took this off. Why did I take that one off? Wow, I am on fire today, aren't I? Anyway, moving on. Yes, Misfire here. And of course, if he looks kind of similar, there's something familiar about him. It's because, well, he kind of shares molding with Triggerhappy. You kind of see that. But there's the thing. They did so much work on this guy. You can kind of see that really the only thing they share in common are these back ends right here. You can see that. Just, yeah, I mean, otherwise the wings, the nose, the guns, everything about them is different other than that back end. That's the crazy part. Is like they have the same tail fins and back end overall with different paint, but everything else is completely different. I mean, like almost everything else. I mean, this guy even has landing gear that Misfire does not. Well, that's the one thing that Misfire doesn't have, unfortunately. Just landing gear just kind of stinks, but he doesn't really need it. He sits pretty well without it. But yeah, the two of them, although they're more or less ostensibly based on the same mold, there is so much remolding. I'm almost hesitant to call it a remold of Triggerhappy. But anyway, it's a nice looking jet, and again, you can get into the canopy and Titan Master Aimless, which because of multiple colors, he's black, like pinkish purple, white, and thanks to paint, he's got a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue there on his face. They actually put a little bit of paint into this, so that's nice. It's really nice, actually, just seeing that. Because there's variety on the Titan Master. I haven't seen that on a Hasbro one in a while. But of course, also the Titan Master can peg on to these little pegs in there. And the guns, they attach to the side, not the bottom of the wings. They attach to the side of the craft. I'm gonna mess that up a bit, but yeah, the guns, of course, can peg together like so. Gives you a little cockpit, or not cockpit, but yeah, this little thing you can sit in, gun emplacement. You can then peg it on to wherever. And there you go. It's nice, but whatever. I don't really care about those sort of things. But, of course, he's a transformer, so he, of course, transforms. First thing you want to do is take this nose and move it down so you can move it on this armature and fold it up like that. Next thing you do is untab the arms from the back here, which also will bring the wings with it. You can unfold the legs. Move the feet. Like so. Don't worry, they stop when they're straightened out, so when you hit that stopping point, that's when they're straightened out. Split the legs, and then collapse the waist in like such. See that? Just see how well I can get that out of the way. But yeah, you can see that the waist just collapses like that. And you already saw that, but yeah, you want to split the wing off from untab the wing from the arm. Just move it back like that. Here's kind of the annoying, this part's a little annoying in my opinion, how you have to transform it. You have to take the arms are on these little armatures, and you have to, while moving the wing down, rotating the wing downwards, you have to also rotate the arm. It's weird. You have to move this whole armature up, rotate the arm and the wing downwards at the same time to all fits. And then you can get it up there. And it's kind of the same thing on this side. Just kind of do that. You're moving both at the same time. Otherwise, things just start banging into each other. So you have to do both at the same time. It's a little annoying, but it works. Then you can flip the fists out. They click into place, which is nice. And finally, take the Titan Master and plug it in. Plugs in nice and easy. And you are done with Misfire. That's the thing about the transformation is, yeah, well, he is based on the Misfire, or not, Triggerhappy mold, I should say. The thing is, it loses a lot of the magic of it. There's a lot, because it's so different, it loses some of the magic of the Misfire fold. There's not the crazy, flip two things down, spin the whole front end around, and then flip, then plug it all back in. There's none of that. So it's kind of like, oh. So that whole step is just missing. So it's just, it loses something. It lost something in the remolding process. Something that was kind of special to Triggerhappy that made me love Triggerhappy so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still a great alt mode. It's still a great looking robot mode. You can see that. You got the little red and white here on the chest. The nice blue visor and the, I guess, faintly purplish lavender face. The Decepticon tampos on each shoulder. It's again the fins on the legs and stuff. The legs and stuff, everything looks great. The the wings in the backpack. You can even see the little bit of the front end of alt mode peeking out over the back. It looks great. And again, this transformation lost something in the remolding process. I mean, I really like Triggerhappy's transformation. He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite figures, period, of the whole line, along with like Cup, Top Spin / Twin Twist, and another figure which I haven't reviewed yet, but he's he's easily one of my favorites. And yeah, I mean, again, they're so much different. The remolding process is so extreme. I mean, the arms transform differently, so they wind up looking different. The chest, I mean, this is just a chest that chills out in the bottom of Misfire. This is the actual cockpit of Triggerhappy. But the legs, again, the legs are molded exactly the same. The legs are the same, just different paint and colors and whatnot. And that's the thing, really. It's just because of the extensive remolding process, it loses something. It's still a great robot. Again, don't get me wrong. It's actually a fantastic robot, and I would still recommend it. But you kind of see just that transformation is way different from Triggerhappy's, and it kind of stinks. In that it's just kind of, in a way, simplified compared to Triggerhappy. And I find that unfortunate. Yeah, but he does come with, of course, his guns, so you can plug those into his hands. You can hold those. Yeah, he's not as heavily armed as Triggerhappy is, but hey, I guess that's Triggerhappy. But yeah, he looks great. The colors are great. The reds and whites really pop out on the chest and everything. And again, the detailing from the jet mode here on the legs also pops a bit. So he looks good with the wings and everything. He's just the transformation compared to Triggerhappy. It's a good transformation just compared to the magic of Triggerhappy. It's just a little disappointing. But anyway, articulation though, head is on a ball joint. Actually, the actual head joint is actually quite tight, which is nice compared to say Twin Twist, who had a very loose head joint of this wave. Yeah, but nice tight head joint, ball joint there on the neck, so get a bit of movement there. The arms, I don't think those are ball joints. There's something though that rotates on those. You can rotate forward and back. To go outward though, it has to go up on the stock, so you do get the little bit of the shoulder bang into the head thing. Unfortunately, thanks to molding, if it's tilted forward, you kind of limits the outward because of this little bit right here on the wing. You know how well you can see that, but that bit right there sticking out. It does have bicep swivels. Arms can go about 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist can only go inward, so if you need that, you can do that. Waist, though, thankfully does have a waist swivel right there. Nice free moving one. Ball joints at the hips, so forward, back, outward, full, outward, crazy outward. Thighs, rotation, full 360 degree rotation if you need it. Legs, because again, transformation, you got quite the neat deep knee bend. Because of the transformation and the fact it's hollow back there, which, hey, look, hollowness actually helps sometimes. What do you know? Oh, yeah, that thing. That's a little loose. That's another problem. This doesn't really clip into place super solidly for that, so it's easy to accidentally, like if you're trying to move the leg or something, go oops. But it's easy to fix. And the feet can move forward and back about that far forward. Go all the way back if you want, so you can have him on his tippy toes if you need it. And yeah, that's that really. Articulation wise, he's pretty good. Just kind of got to know what you're doing. And yeah, again, the Tamashii stage stuff can once again factor in here. Again, that's the plugs right here, so yeah. I mean, I think it looks good on a Tamashii stage. Yeah, it's a nice posable figure. And again, compared to Triggerhappy, I mean, Triggerhappy's I think still the better one, but he's not a bad mold by any means. He's still a great one, and I would still recommend picking him up. And probably the Slug Slinger coming out soon. Yeah, I think the three of them, this mold is really good. So Triggerhappy's the better one, or I guess the Metal Hawk, which is pretty much just Triggerhappy repainted, is also going to be a good version. So it's inferior to Triggerhappy, but it's still a really good toy overall. Just the transformation after Triggerhappy is a little disappointing. I mean, I was like going and expecting to be like the same amazing transformation. It's just kind of a more simplified version, which is kind of, again, disappointing, but still got a great alt mode. It looks great. The paint's good. Tampos are good. The colors pop really well. The robot mode looks fantastic as well. The transformation's fine. Again, just a little disappointing after the bliss that is Triggerhappy. And again, posability is also pretty darn good as well. The only thing really would be you could really add on this guy would be wrist swivels and ankle tilts, and those aren't really common on the deluxes anyway. So yeah, he's a good figure. He's possibly, I think, him and Twin Twist are probably my favorites of the deluxe wave. Windblade is all right, just has a couple weird flaws, and I believe the other one is just a repack of an old one. I think it was Wolfire again for some reason or something. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. I haven't really looked. I didn't really pay attention because I already had it. Whatever it was. I just know I already had it. So I'm sorry. Whatever it was. It's just a repack. But yeah. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Because it's so close to one of my favorite molds, I still think Triggerhappy is one of the best, period. So because he's based on that, he kind of gets a little bit of bias. I think he's the best of the 3 new molds we got for this deluxe wave, just barely edging out Twin Twist, because Twin Twist is great and all, but just there's something about this mold in particular. Even the lesser version of this mold that he is, he's still a great looking figure overall, and I really like it. So this is, if you're going to pick up one deluxe of this wave, I think you should make it Misfire. He's just a great mold overall, and I really enjoyed him. So for all the reasons I listed. So I guess that's that. Again, this was Misfire with Aimless, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope also this was actually informative for you, and I'll see you next time.